each and every day, but instead of talking to your parents about school, gossip, and the cute new guy in class, you go up to your bedroom and hide because your parents are in the middle of a screaming match. Today, we're going to meet teens who want to tell their parents once and for all to get a divorce. And with us throughout the show is psychologist Dr. Bernie Katz, who will be taking notes and offering advice. But first, let's meet Tatiana and her sister Christina. They want their parents, Pat and Jim, to divorce. Now, before we even start talking, I want there to be a promise made here today. The kids are worried that you're going to punish them for what they're going to say on the show today. So I want to make sure that you're not going to punish them for what they say.
No, it's probably just about the opposite, I would think. And anyway, I've tried to reassure them. You know, I'd like to get this out in the open so I can get a better understanding as to where they're coming from.
Great. I hope this will help your family. Now, Tatiana,
okay.
you were crying right before we started the show. Why were you crying? Why do you want your parents to get divorced?
Well, because like my dad, he has friends, I guess, that are girls, and all this other stuff.
My dad is, I guess, we think he's all cheating, and I guess it's just hurting all of us, you know, because he has all these girlfriends, and then I don't.
Is that true?
It has been in the past. It really isn't right now.
Yes, even until recently, just last month.
We've caught him recently, so he's
How have you caught him, Christina?
It has been in the past, and it permeates into the present right now because there's nothing I can do. Because I could always be under the gun, and it doesn't matter whether or not I'm doing anything or not.
No, because you just went to the store the other day. You told me you were going to go get a candy bar, and I went across the street because a candy bar to eat while he's watching a boxing match. You know,
You didn't buy it?
I could believe a beer. You know, I'm going to go get a beer. So I went across the street.
So what happened? You went across the street?
And he's making a phone call. You know, so then his friend is walking across the street and sees me. And he didn't even say anything. And, you know, this guy and I are, we're friends. We talk. He just ignored me completely. He knew something was up.
And then there was one night when I got up in the middle of the night, and I heard my dad on the phone. And I guess as soon as he realized that someone was upstairs, he goes, "Oh, well, I have to go. Someone's up." And he hung up real quick. And I was thinking, if he was talking to my mom at work, he wouldn't have had to
I work
have hung up.
graveyard, so this is like about 11:30, 12 o'clock
but
at
I was thinking,
night.
if he was talking to my mom, he wouldn't have had to have hung up. I don't care if he's talking to my mother. So obviously that led me to believe it was somebody else, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So
And your parents fight a lot, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They pick fights.
They pick fights?
My dad will be home not even 5 minutes from work, and like it's right away. They're already arguing about little things. It doesn't, you know.
Well,
So-
it all comes back to
Even
them
if she wants
accusing
to
me
spend the night somewhere.
going out. Now, I will admit that I did make a phone call. I was guilty of something. We've been going through problems for a long time. And like I said, and this is true, whether or not I have went out in the past, which I have, and I admit that foolishly, but I do. I can go through long, long periods of time. In fact, Pat will say,
But
hold
a
on,
week
that I
ago
will
wasn't the
cycle, at times.
Mm-hmm.
And she says,
But you know
oh,
what? It leads me
4
to
or
where I
5
can't believe anything you say.
I know.
Absolutely.
So
nothing.
let me just-
that's our underlying problem right
Jim,
there.
okay, you're admitting to us that you've been cheating on your wife.
That I have, yes.
You see how your kids are.
Yes.
They're very upset by this. Why do you stay married?
Why does he cheat?
I think
You know, he tells me that he loves me continually. And I tell him, how can you love somebody if you hurt him like that? That's not love.
Tatiana, I want to ask you, how does it feel to see your parents fighting like that?
I don't like it.
I think it's awful because when they're fighting, the whole family's hurting.
The whole family's hurting. What do you two do when they're fighting?
We usually go upstairs and put the radio on to, so we can't hear their screaming. But usually it gets so bad that we can still hear them, and then the next thing we know, one of them is slamming out the door, and they say they're getting and then they say they're getting a divorce, and then like they make up again. But it just seems like it would be easier if he just didn't come back sometimes.
So you wish sometimes that they wouldn't make up?
Yeah, because then it just keeps on going.
Yeah, stand up.
How could you hurt your family like this?
How
This
could
to Jim?
Yes, to Jim.
You know, that's a good question, and I'm not really sure. You know what it is? I think I grew up in a family where it pretty much happened throughout my life.
That's
and
no excuse, though.
It's not.
I mean, because everybody's capable
it's
of
pretty
changing.
much it's pretty much part of me for some reason or another. I'm not really sure. I don't have a better answer than that.